cake. Getting mad at me, player, but they ain't taking my place. And I'm a mixed breed, homie, so they hate my race. Or maybe I'm just ugly, so they hate my face. Either way it go, homie, take the hating away. Now I'm suited in my armor, and I'm just ready to play. So now put me in coach, cause I'm just ready to play. See, I ain't going nowhere. I'm right here, right here. I told y'all, no way. Hello, and welcome back to Humble Not Timid. We're going to try to do another live tonight. I was supposed to have a guest tonight, combo with Cuzzo. Matter of fact, he want to hit me up and was like, man, let's do a live tonight. I was like, okay, well, I got you. So when you're ready, you come and jump on in. But nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get it going. I thank y'all once again, everybody, for showing up. Humble Not Timid, showing y'all support, helping out, letting us speak a little something in your ears. We do go on our little rants and stuff and whatnot and everything like that. So tonight, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna start off with a little just a salute and whatnot. I'm gonna play a little piece from the Today website about George Foreman. He was a living legend. He was a legend before my time, even before my time, and I'm 43 years old. But he was still a legend. So out of respect, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna give him a little shout out. We're gonna I'm gonna play this clip from today.
Foreman became one of the most memorable heavyweight fighters of his time. An Olympic gold medalist, becoming a world heavyweight boxing champion, and a household name.
The great features of my grill will make meal times faster and easier in your home.
George Foreman described himself as going from thug to boxer. He was just 19 years old when he won the gold medal for boxing in the 1968 Olympics. 5 years later, his stunning knockout of Joe Frazier in 2 rounds captivated fans. A year later, his most famous fight, the 1974 Rumble in the Jungle against Muhammad Ali. Ali beating Foreman to reclaim the world's heavyweight title in what has been called the greatest fight of the 20th century. Foreman hung up his gloves in 1977, becoming an ordained minister the following year. And yet Big George wasn't done with boxing, getting back into the sport in 1987. By 1994, Foreman once again a dominant force in the ring, reclaiming the heavyweight title when he beat Michael Moorer. He was 44.
Yeah, so I just wanted to give him a little shout out. Everybody condolences, whatnot, to the families. 76 years old, and the man was a banger most of his life. He was fighting and he fought the best of the best. So, that's really a tough thing to do. And to live to 76, man, and God willing, I live to 76, hopefully we all live that long. But tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about Stephen A. again. For those who've been watching my videos or whatnot, y'all see, I like Stephen A., but at the same time, too, though, he cracks me up sometimes. So Stephen A., this one here, he's done a lot of content lately, but this one here, he went off on Steve Bannon. So Steve Bannon had actually did an interview with Como, and in the interview with Como, he had made a comment about Trump running or them trying to get Trump to run for a 3rd term or whatnot, something like that. Now, I don't think that it can actually happen. You know what I'm saying? But he said it. So Stephen A. went all off on him and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see the blood vessels coming out the man head. You know what I'm saying? So it was like it was funny to me. It really was. It was funny. I was kind of cracking up on it. But I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all play just a clip of that real quick, so we can go ahead and we can see. I'll give y'all a little glance of what he was talking about.
right now as we get started with the show today with politics. Jonathan Majors, I'm coming to you, bro. I'm coming to you. But I got to get this off my chest first. We're going to start with some politics and some headlines made by Mr. Steve Bannon himself. Remember, former chief strategist for President Donald Trump, Mr. Breitbart News himself? That's Steve Bannon. Well, guess what, y'all? He appeared on Chris Cuomo's show on News Nation on Tuesday night and said in no uncertain terms that he plans to support a push for a third term for President Donald Trump. Take a listen, please.
I'm a firm believer that President Trump will run and win again in 2028. So I've already endorsed President Trump. A man like this comes along once every century if we're lucky. We've got him now. He's on fire, and I'm a huge supporter. Want to see him again in 2028.
You know he's term limited. How do you think he gets another term?
We're working on it. I think we'll have a couple of alternatives. Let's say that. We'll see. We'll see.
So, and I don't blame Stephen A for being mad about that, but at the same time too, though, I mean, I think at this point, I think Bannon just know how to mess with the left. I think they be making moves because I don't think they can actually do this. I really don't think they can actually do this. I don't think that they can turn around and they can actually make it to where Trump gets another term. I know that there was a time that wasn't even set in place or whatnot, but even at that, though, I just don't see that happening. But I think what it was just something he threw out there. You know what I'm saying? Like they're putting it out there in a way because they know that it disturbs the peace of those on the left. So they doing it on purpose. I don't see no other reason of why he would have even went out there and said it like that. Especially if you don't even have nothing concrete yet stating that you're going to be able to make these type of moves. You know, but at the same time too, though, I think Stephen A took the bait. And Stephen A, he like to get loud and he like to, yell and get rowdy with the crowd or whatnot and have everybody going crazy. But at the same time too, though, I mean, if they do make this happen, I mean, I'm not even for that myself. You know what I'm saying? I do like the fact that presidents get 2 terms. I think, like this, I think the Senate should be term limited as well. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of these positions that have lifetime positions shouldn't even be lifetime positions. So some of them, 2, 3 terms, whatnot, and it's time to move on. You can't be in there anymore. But Stephen A did go off on him, and he almost blew a blood vessel. If you go watch the whole interview, and once everything gets settled down, and I get this whole thing, this whole live completed or whatnot, I'll go ahead and set down all the links and everything in there. But y'all can go look it up though. But this man, he went crazy on him, and so one of the things that did kind of irritate me about Stephen A going off in these rants though is partly when he goes right back to he sits there and says at one point, I'm not trying to call you a racist. I'm not trying to call you any derogatory names or whatnot. But then he turns right back around, and what does he do? He ends up going on a little rant towards the end of it, and he pretty much in the end called him a racist. I mean, and asked him, like, what is it you trying to do? And I get it, but at the same time, too, though, man, you sit there and said you weren't gonna call him a racist, and then you turn right back around and did the same thing you said you weren't gonna do. So we'll go ahead and check this one out real quick.
It's wrong. Now you want to bring up FDR? You want to bring up what happened with him and how the aftermath of him only then was the 22nd Amendment put into place with you explicitly being limited to 2 terms as a president? So what you're saying is you want to go way back in time, huh? You want to go way back in time. How far back, Steve Bannon? What you trying to say? I mean, I'm just asking. Educate me. I'm all ears. What are you trying to say that you want in this country? Want black folks gone? Or at least drastically diminished? You want Latinos to go back from whence they came? That what you want? You want women subjugated to lesser roles? What you trying to say? Because if you're going to get away with that, what's to stop you with everything else? We know you contributed to Project 2025.
So there we go again. He want to get all loud and bothered and whatnot. Now, the Project 2025, if you watch that Como, this one thing I do give him. And I'm still not no Kamala fan. I still ain't no fan of everything that they were going on with the, whole transgender movement and boys and girls sports and all that and everything. I'm against that. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, too, though, he sat there in that Como interview and he did say that they had the 2025 project set up. And he pretty much stated that they were implementing these plans or whatnot, and I guess these were plans that were set up, and there was a bunch of think tanks, whatnot. Everybody already knows the whole deal about that. Now, I honestly, if you go and look at some of the things that they're doing, me myself, with me being a Christian man, believing in Jesus, I'm not mad at a lot of the things that they're doing. And I understand people who ain't believers or whatnot, they're gonna feel a way about some things. But you know what? I felt a way about a lot of things. So, in all honesty, that's just gonna be what it is. It's gonna be. But I do give them that. I understand where they're coming from, and he did say some things inside that Como interview. And Steve Bannon is not no dummy. Okay, he's not no dummy. He understands how to play this game, and I think he's going to learn how to play the political level very, very well. And but now, truth be told, though, I think like he said, because in there he said, we have some alternatives. So I don't think they really want Trump. I don't even think Trump want to run one more time. I mean, the man's getting up there in age. He won his second term. He's doing all the things that he said he was going to do. If he can get even 70% of what he promised done, honestly, I think he'll go down as a man of his word. And it is what it is. People might not like it, but you know what? The country voted on it, and they voted for that man to do the things that he's doing. So they can say that they didn't, but they did because we knew exactly what he was going to do. We didn't know exactly, but we knew exactly what he was going to do. You can't sit there and say that you're going to make an omelet and not break no eggs. So it is what it is. But even with that, though, I'm not mad at Stephen A. I just put that in there because I cracked up at the way that he did it because I sat there and I started watching it and he busted that man. I thought the man was gonna blow a blood vessel. I mean he really looked like he was mad. He was mad, man. So I mean you just have me. You need to calm down a little bit, Steve. You need to calm down a little bit, okay? Just relax it a little bit. It's okay. It's not that serious. I mean it is, but it ain't. You ain't gonna help nobody if you mess around and die and have a blood pressure attack. Now, we're gonna scoot over and we're gonna move over to another story that I was sitting there. So like I told y'all before, I watch other content and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting here watching this channel called The Petty Show and I like watching some of their stuff. They're so dumb. But I seen a episode on there they just posted recently where 50 Cent, I guess, has been going at it with Busta Rhymes. And 50 Cent pretty much he said he got the receipts to blast out Busta Rhymes and put him on, he a little funny. You know what I mean? That I guess he part of the LGBTQ company. You know what I'm saying? So even at that though, they did have a they do got some footage of some people saying some funny things about Busta Rhymes throughout the past. And honestly, to me, man, it just really cracks me up because I don't see how they're getting away with not recognizing this. And then at one point, Busta Rhymes did come to the defense of Diddy when all this stuff first started coming out about Diddy. He was one of the first people that came to his defense. Now, some of the stories that they're trying to put out there is stating that the reason why he's doing this is because him and Diddy had a bunch of little secrets going on, and they're good friends. Diddy did sit there at one point and he did blast out that that he one of his best friends. So with that being said, I don't know. I would hate to. I would hate to think that Buster is in the closet. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I grew up bumping some of his music. You know what I'm saying? The whole ooh ah, ooh ah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that was my generation right there, and we We grew up bumping it. We liked it. But if half the things they're saying is true, man, some of this stuff is just crazy to me. It'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind. But then, you get some things that just sound a little too funny, but at the same time, too, though, you got to wonder if they have any truth to them.
Crowd and somebody grabs my hand. Just softly put their hand in my hand and just holding it. So I look, and I see this big chain that said flip mode. I look up and it's Busta Rhymes.
I'm not gonna say it on here. They call them fun boys. They'll say we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, and tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us.
Now, like I said, I would hate it, man. I'm like Busta. When I'm sitting here watching this, and they've been talking about this through the years and whatnot, letting little things out, and I'm like, man, say it ain't so, Busta. Say it ain't so. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, come on, buddy. You know, you supposed to be gangster. You know what I'm saying? You got had the flow, you had the whole. But then they started. There's some of the things like, man, no, okay. So 50 had pointed out at one point one of the outfits that he had on, that little yellow one he had on, and so then you started looking backwards, and you're like, man, he really like that? Was he really on it? You know what I'm saying? Was he really playing to the left side like that? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like I said, I don't know. It's all alleged. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent came out and said that, he got some receipts that he going to pull out here and he going to let people know and whatnot. And supposedly there's video proof. So nobody knows yet because, 50 be a troll. 50 be out there just be on him. He don't care. He going to pick one. He going to mess with him. So, but he ain't the only one that speak out though. You know what I'm saying? So, they got some what was it? I don't know if y'all remember, but one of his ex bodyguards, man, the big homie CC's what they call him. And he came out and he said some things. And let me tell you, some of the things he said, man, I'm gonna put it like this: if he really was the bodyguard, bodyguards spend a lot of time with the people they work for. So if he sees some things and then come out and be like, look, man, this might be true. So if it is, I don't know. But if it is, I'm like, Buster, man, come on, buddy. Come on. You know, let's check it out.
I got to ask you, there has been so much going on in the music industry pertaining to Diddy. How closely are you paying attention to his case, the allegations?
I don't pay attention to none of it. I just kind of like to pay attention to the truth.
With all the
I seen you talking about Busta Rhymes before
Oh, yeah.
in some of your videos.
Oh, yeah. Super zest monster. For sure, bro. That's my thing, bro. Like, this been common knowledge, though. Like, all my promoter homies would always say, man, we gotta bring some, we gotta bring some, what they call them, I'm not gonna say it on here. They call them, fun boys. They'll say, we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Cause, I bodyguarded for Ghostface Killah before, you feel me? And being around him, you hear things, you feel me? I'm like, damn. And my auntie like the biggest Busta Rhymes fan, you feel me? Like every cookout she playing.
That's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like, man, growing up, he was part of the playlist, you know what I'm saying? Now, I mean, I don't really bump too much of the secular no more, but at the same time, which I mean, it's kind of glad because so many of these guys is coming out playing for the other team. It's just funny to me. But, but growing up, they were part of the playlist, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, like, I can't believe that you really turning out like this, buddy. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, say it ain't so. Just say it ain't so. That's all I got to say about it. But they got to, so Diddy case still going on. They haven't let the Diddy files out yet. I mean, really, that's kind of what I want to see. I want to see who all actually in trouble there. Who name's gonna get spit on? You know what I'm saying? Who he gonna take down with? Because if they do take him down, I don't see Diddy being the type taking the fall just by himself. Everybody gonna take the hit. You know. Now at one point though, they had Orlando Brown. So you watch some of the stuff Orlando Brown do, and that boy, man, I be thinking that boy lost his mind. You know what I'm saying? Because you watch some of his interviews and whatnot. And I don't know if y'all watch. I watch all kinds of content, but I watch some of his stuff, and I'm like, man, sometimes I had to cut him off because I'm like, man, this boy done lost his mind. Like he really out there crazy. But then you sit there and you look at the way a lot of this diabolical stuff is going on in Hollywood and the music game and whatnot and all that. And then you wonder, man, well, maybe he ain't as crazy as people think. Maybe he just, maybe he was a victim that played. Started off a victim and he ended up playing along. But at the same time, too, though, these young boys they got caught up in a whole bunch of mix of some men that was playing some evil games. But I don't know if y'all remember this clip that he did, but he went
You
viral doing
smashed
this.
him when it was a girl?
I didn't smash anything.
So how you know
we
that?
made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you seen Busta in the airport too. That motherfucker tried to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh,
Oh, Diddy, you gave me the ooshkash goosemash. You gave me the ooshkash move.
There's a lot of things that will make you buckle, bro. They make you buckle, bro. And people done lost their families, bro. People done lost their kids, shit. A lot of stuff done happened. I'll give you this. You can willingly turn woman and have a bag, or you can do what I'm doing. You can willingly turn trans, or you can get in trouble and go to jail and get fucked up, and they do it to you forcefully because you fucked up and you didn't know what to do with your blessing. So, out of those two ways, me sitting here in one piece is not easy.
So bear with me because doing this live stuff, I'm still getting used to how all this works. But I'm betting y'all I had that muted on that last little piece I was speaking. So y'all probably didn't even hear none of that. But you see that interview. So with that interview that man he did right there, man, like I was saying, there's pieces of him where he speaks that it looks like he's got clarity. And at the same time, too, though, it makes me wonder if he actually is just playing a role when he's playing the crazy person part. You know what I'm saying? Because and when you hear these people talk about some of these things that's going on out there in the music game, it's some diabolical, demonic stuff. Some of it, you know what I mean. And people sit there, they want to talk bad about God and bringing the Bible back and all these other things into the schools and the churches and all that. But at the same time, too, though, man, we might need a little bit more God, y'all, because y'all kind of going a little bit off the rail there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all messing up these little boys, these little girls. I just seen a story. Oh, I forgot exactly where I seen it. I'm not even gonna lie about where I seen it, but I just seen a story day before yesterday, or whatnot, where they caught another teacher sleeping with a student inside the classroom. And I'm like, man, like, see, they want you to think that, oh, it's just men or whatnot. It's just it's a spirit, and it's a mental thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, what grown ass woman want to sit there and just sleep with the children? You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, he's 16, he's 17, he a man. No, no, no. I wish I would catch some 30, 40-year-old woman sleeping with my child. And I know y'all think it's gangster and it's cool and whatnot, but in all honesty, let me tell you, man, it messes with your mind. It'll mess with your mind and how you grow up and the way that you move forward until you get to the point where you realize, you know what? Now, of course, the youngster gonna think he player and he doing what he's supposed to be doing. Hey man, I'm getting it. But you're messing with the mentality, and you really are. But it ain't just men, women too. Now, before we move forward to the final story we got for the night, I want to ask y'all to do me the favor, like, share, and comment on all these things. We're gonna grow. Watch it. We're gonna grow. Y'all watching now, this is gonna be the beginning of it, and eventually we're gonna grow. But go ahead and copy some of the new gear I got. Got t-shirts, hoodies, all that. You can go down there, hit the link, humblenottimid.com. And for those who are showing up right now and watching these episodes, man, I got a deal for them. So you can go ahead and take advantage of the promo code. And thank y'all for showing up. I'm going to get better at these commercials too. This is what we love about the live. I do like doing the lives, and I'm going to start doing more of them. I got a new schedule with the work coming up, so what I'm thinking is I might start doing some morning shows, but we'll see how that goes. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the next story, and the next story is so Elon, he did a video, and I think he was talking to all the Tesla people that work for him and whatnot, and their idea of the future and where the future is gonna go. Now I am a fan of Elon. Because I mean, I always did like technology stuff, but at the same time too, though, you do gotta be careful. You don't want no end of the world technology to happen. Nobody. So okay, in my classes we sit there, right, and we have I got ethical classes that I take right now, and they have like questions about like what's for the greater good or whatnot. So I asked the question in the class, like would it have been for the greater good to go ahead and wipe out the man who created the atomic bomb? If we go back in time and you knew the things that he was going to create, because look at it like this: we got nuclear plants that create energy, but we also got nuclear bombs, and nuclear bombs can pretty much wipe out all of us. So they're mad because they're like, okay, well, he's going to create this, he's going to create that, but at the same time, too, though, they're going to use it for good, and then there's always going to be somebody who's going to use the good things for the evil. Now, I do hope that we get to take the more advantage of the good parts of the things that are going to be created here in the future, because either way, it's going to get it done. So I hope we do get to take, advantage of the better parts of it. But you watch this little piece right here, and he went off into a whole little thing, and what they got now in an idea for the future could change the way everything starts to work.
The future is autonomous. So I always sort of think like, what will the future look like in 5 years or 10 years, 20 years? And 5 years from now, autonomous cars are going to be everywhere, primarily going to be Teslas, by the way. But autonomous Teslas will be everywhere. And I think in 5 years, probably we'll have regulatory approval.
I ain't gonna lie to him. Self-driving cars kind of. I like the Teslas. They're nice cars, but some of them, the Tesla truck, I'm really not a fan of. But I just don't like the look of it. I mean, it might be, which I didn't know that it was bulletproof. I found out it's bulletproof, but some of the Tesla cars, they look good and they're all right, they're decent, but I just don't like the fact that I don't like the idea of the cars driving themselves. You know what I'm saying? I've done a lot of driving in my life. You know what I'm saying? I hold a CDL, and when you drive professionally, it's kind of like it's bad enough we got drivers out here, man, that get in your way and don't know how to move and whatnot, and these humans. I can only imagine how a car that's driving itself gonna react. What if that thing messes up and ends up causing a crash? And you got cargo. Let's say you haul people, or you hauling some dangerous cargo. And I know they got all the technology in the world. They're trying to work on these things and make them work, and they're already doing a lot of things with them. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he states in there that they're already using them to deliver. They drive by themselves. And you got this all over the country. They got a whole charging station system set up so you can go from one side of the country to the other. And what was his line he used in there? That the gauge, the meter of how long the battery should last, it should outlast your bladder. So, I mean, that's cool. So he's thinking of ways to make it work. And I really don't got no problem with the whole energy thing if they can make it work right. There's just some things that I've used in my life that I don't really like the energy aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I've seen electric lawnmowers. You know, I've driven some of them electric trucks. You know what I'm saying? The big ones where they got them mixed in, and it's the hybrids or whatever you call them, and they don't have as much power. You know what I'm saying? But maybe they're working on that too. I don't know. And this is what they do. They wake up every morning, and this is what they get into. So I'm not mad at that, and I'm really not mad at the way that it's going to go forward. But at the same time, too, though, with everything we do new, we got to worry about how it's going to affect the future. It's affect the future with jobs. I'm thinking about it like this: if you say they only get the cars can drive themselves and don't have to worry about nothing, man. They already got little robots that run around, making deliveries all through the cities and stuff. So you can turn around, man, and deliver pizzas. So now you ain't got no more pizza drivers. So what are we gonna do? I don't think it's gonna happen overnight, which I mean 5, 10 years, that is kind of quick, but I don't think it's gonna happen overnight. But if it does, we really need to start getting ourselves into a position to where, okay, if I can't be the one driving the car no more, then I need to be the guy that's actually working on the software or working on the hardware, building it or something. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to change our ability, our work skills. You know what I'm saying? Swinging a hammer and using a shovel in some aspects just isn't gonna work anymore. Or some of these people, man, just gonna actually have to start working harder. Like I told you on the other episode, man, we already have kiosks everywhere, man, where you know what, you don't even order, or somebody doesn't order for you anymore. Which honestly, the other day we did walk into one where they didn't have no kiosk, which that was a surprise. But you got to order everything yourself now. You order it on the app, or you turn around and you know you walk in and you punch it all in, and then they give you the receipt, and you just wait for them to make it and give you your food. You know, but they do got some cool things coming out, and Elon was talking about that, and then like the Cybertruck as well.
Here's
And
what
like I said,
I
I didn't know it was
think
bulletproof.
profound to watch our cars driving with no one in them. And we actually have the cars doing useful work for the first time with no one in them, which I think is really, it's a significant milestone. So the cars are driving from end of line in Fremont to park themselves. And I think we've just started doing that here in Austin. So we'll be, the car literally goes from end of line in Fremont to its destination parking spot where it gets picked up by a truck for delivery to a customer, and it does that with no one in it. And it's not doing that all day, every day. Like it.
Yeah, so these cars driving themselves, I don't really agree with it. like I said, for both aspects. One, because man, you know what, I want to know if it's really safe. You know, so there's certain cities they do this in or whatnot, and then there's certain places that I drive that you know what I want to see if they can actually make it through that traffic. I want to see if this car can drive itself through the traffic the way I drive through that traffic, and then we'll see how that work out. You know what I'm saying? Because if you survive that, then we might talk about something. You react the way that a human reacts when you need to stop, when you need to change lanes, when you need to move. We'll see how that works out. But the way they got it going right now, it's a big jump in the future. You know what I'm saying? Between that, his rockets, and everything else that he's got going on, they're talking about big boy things. Now, this one here is a little freaky to me because they're talking about these robots. Now, if you listen through the whole interview, or not the whole interview, but the whole video that he gives, he sits there and he talks about how did he say it? He said something about a world where everybody, any commodity that anybody wants, they can have, or if anything that anything anybody wants, they can have. They can, and he's giving it to the fact that these robots are going to be like everybody's maids. You know, they'll cut your grass, they'll fix your food. You know what I'm saying? They'll do the things that you know you don't want to do, I guess, no more. But at the same time, too, though, man, you know, it always does. It brings us back to these movies and stuff, you know, these Terminator movies and all these other movies where the robots wig out and, you know, try to kill everybody, you know. So we'll see exactly. Because think about it like this: is it realistically? So all these sci-fi movies, you get down to the robots, they're all in everybody's houses. Well, who gonna control the robots? Because whoever controls the software controls the robot. So, you know, it might not be 5, 10 years from now. It might be 20 to 30, whatever it might go. But, you know, everybody end up with these robots in the house. You know, you wake up one day and all of a sudden you're dead. But they are pretty cool robots. I remember when I was growing up, man, my old man used to be into the robotics and everything. And you watch some of this stuff. So to see some of this stuff now within my lifetime, that's kind of freaky. It's cool, but it's freaky.
So, well, Optimus sure has come a long way. So the new Optimus 22 degree of freedom hand and forearm is now in production. And it's learning to walk and catch balls. It's pretty cool. I mean, look, that's where we came from. It's wild. So in a very short period of time, Optimus has gone from being an idea to the most sophisticated humanoid robot on Earth. There's nothing even close to the level of sophistication.
I mean, think about that. It depends on the perspective that, because I mean, now that's pretty cool. I mean, I haven't seen no robot do nothing like that. And remember, I don't know if y'all ever used to watch that old show, Robot Wars, where you know they build the little robots that get inside the little octagon, whatnot, and fight it out to the death. You know, but this right here, you watch the way that thing move. You know, walking down the hill, catching the ball or whatnot. You know, and the way it moves is smooth. You know, you might still be able to outsmart it once, twice, but you think about that. You could actually literally build an army of these things. And then if you actually get them to move a little bit, you know, with more fluidity than a human, shit. I mean, you could take over some things, you know. And that's not just him. I mean, now I'm glad Elon with America because, like I said in my other videos, you know what? If anybody's got to rule the technology age, I would rather it be America, straight up. Because I can only imagine if you was to let China or somebody else get a hold of this type of technology, and then they do build a whole army of these things, and then next thing you know, they're not even sending their soldiers over here. They're saying, you know, they drop a ship of robots over here and wipe all of us out, you know. But even with all that said, it's still the future, and I think it's going to be a bright future. So, you know, I'm not going to steal your line, PBD. But at the same time, too, I do believe it. You know, it's gonna be. We're looking towards some great things. Now, what I do tell you is, if you smart, you go buy some of this Tesla stock while it's dropping. So while they firebombing Tesla and all that, you know what I mean? They out there blowing up Teslas and everything because they want to go crazy, and the stock dropping because it really ain't dropped that much. But while it's dropping, go ahead and buy it now, because if they do pull off this robot thing, and then a new truck come out, and then he also got a Tesla semi that they're about to build. And if you watch that whole video he does, they're building like a super plant right now where they're actually about to start building a bunch of these Tesla semis. Now, if that Tesla semi start driving by itself, man, that's really gonna be an industry out of workers, because that's a lot of truck drivers. We're already short truck drivers as it is. So could you imagine a bunch of truck drivers not even have no job no more? That would be crazy. You know what I'm saying? But even at that, I still don't think that's right around the corner. It'll take them years to, even if they build the plant super fast right now and they start pumping out trucks, it's gonna take years. I mean, most of you folks are gonna be dead and gone, if not retired. You know, by the time I really think that it even gets to the point where we have so many of those. But we are looking at the future of the Jetsons. You know what I'm saying? Flying cars and robots that you made and all that. You know, we're way past the Flintstones. Way past the Flintstones. So, you know. But like for I said, all you people who join me tonight, I thank you. Anybody who does watch the videos at a later date, I appreciate you. And like I said, once again, go check out the merchandise, humblenottimid.com. I just wanted to throw this out there for y'all tonight. We'll do a quick little live show, and you can take advantage of the promo code, $25 off $100 orders with the promo code Humble Live today. Okay, I appreciate y'all once again. Like, share, subscribe. You know, follow me on Twitter, whatnot, and we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get out for the night, and I appreciate y'all once again. Humble, not timid. Next time, maybe our guest will show up. We're gonna get him on, and I want y'all to leave him something to talk about. Humble, not timid. Another voice, another choice.
Getting mad at me, play it, but they taking my place. And I'm a mixed breed, homie, so they hate my race. Or maybe I'm just ugly, so they hate my face. Either way it go, homie, take the hating away. Now I'm suited in my armor, and I'm just ready to play. So now put me